Dr. Jerome Pons would like you only to continue on stage for the next moment. We're going to have a signing ceremony of a wonderful agreement. All right, requesting the panelists to kindly take their seats except Dr. Jerome Pons. And we have a signing agreement, ladies and gentlemen, between the European Union and the Gangtok Municipal Corporation. And for that, would like to request Mr. Shakti Singh Chaudhary to come up on stage and be present for the signing an agreement, the signing ceremony between the European Union, represented by Mr. Jerome Pons, the head of cooperation for European Union's delegation in India, and Mr. Shakti Singh Chaudhary of the Gangtok Municipal Corporation. They're going to sign a partnership agreement. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on the digital screen, the signing of a partnership agreement between IUC India and the Gangtok Municipal Corporation, the EU represented by Jerome Pons and the Gangtok Municipal Corporation represented by Shakti Singh Chaudhary.
So now we are witnessing the signing of partnership agreement between Gangtok and International Urban Cooperation. So this is an ongoing program by European Union. It's called International Urban Cooperation, where IUC is supporting 12 Indian cities to partner with 12 European cities on mutually agreed topics of cooperation. So with the signing of this agreement, Gangtok will be paired with the European city, and they will work on an agreed area of cooperation. And of course, this is in line with the EU-India Partnership on Sustainable Urbanization. So this is to further strengthen Gangtok City's journey on sustainable urbanization. Yes, please.
Who is that?
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The signing of the partnership agreement between the European Union and the Gangtok Municipal Corporation. If you can see the two gentlemen, I'm sure it's going to be a very good partnership. Their height and weight and specs look the same. Yeah. Oh wow. There he's got a, to honor and respect Mr. Jerome Pons, it's all from Gangtok Municipal Corporation.
Yeah, you, Marco.
And Mr. Shovik Datta also joining the signing of the agreement. Mr. Shovik, come on, join. Okay, there you go. A shaking of hands between Gangtok and the European Union. A nice moment there. Mr. Shovik, can you join also for a quick photograph? There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for Gangtok Municipal Corporation and the European Union. Thank you very much. And for another agreement, this time it's between the All Indian Institute of Local Self-Government and Vigo. So I'd like to invite Director General Rajiv Agarwal, Deputy Director General Ravi Guru, and the representative of Vigo, Albert Graves, onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly give them a round of applause.
साइन करता था घेता मला
Ladies and gentlemen, doing the honors on behalf of Vigo is Albert Graves, and on behalf of All India Institute of Local Self-Government, Rajiv Agarwal, the Director General. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, a fantastic smiling trial there. An agreement signed between Vigo and the All India Institute of Local Self-Government. And there you go. Small badge of honor. Albert Graves of Vigo doing the honors. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Vigo and the All India Institute of Local Self-Government. And all right, we go straight on to the valedictory function. Ladies and gentlemen, starting with the first day when we had a wonderful second Women's Leadership Conference, which was amazing to see so many women from around the country, around the world, sharing their ideas and thoughts and their belief and passion for empowering women across sectors and across countries. And of course, in a few moments, let's get started with the valedictory function of the 5th South Asian Cities Summit. Just a few moments from now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, for the formation of the days, we would like to also invite to join our DG and our DDG who are already on the days. We would like to invite J. Ashok Kumar, Secretary to the Chief Minister Okay. Goa? I pleasure to invite Anil Hoble, the chairman of the OEC Corporation, who is the Minister of State Drawing Sales. A round of applause. He's a very popular leader in Goa. Mr. Anil Hoble, thank you, sir, for being with us. So, room. Also to join them on the days, all the way from Indonesia. She's been absolutely marvelous all through right from the second Women's Leadership Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. Banatia Chandradevi to kindly join them to the Secretary General of UCLG ASPAC. And of course, Abhishek Pandey, the editor of Urban Update. To start off the proceedings, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Rajiv Agarwal, the man behind All India Institute of Local Self-Government as the Director General, to say a few words. Please put your hands together for Mr. Rajiv Agarwal.
Mr. Anil Hoble, Ms. Banadia, my Deputy Director General Ravi Guru, my colleague Mr. Jain, ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the conclusion of our city's fifth South Asian City Summit. We had a very busy schedule, and apart from regular sessions, there were parallel sessions also, which were also very high quality and very well attended. I am sure that all of you must have enjoyed and taken something to take back when you go back to your cities. We were very happy to have you all with us, very happy with the level of participation and interest shown by all of you. And once again, I thank Government of Goa as well as Honorable Chief Minister of Goa for extending full support and cooperation for organizing this program. With these few words, I'll once again thank you all for attending this fifth South Asia City Summit and hand over the mic for further proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you, Agarwalji. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite onto the podium now Dr. Banatia Chandradevi to say a few words. A round of applause for this lady.
Distinguished guests on the dais, and all the participants who are still staying here with us today. Very good afternoon. Namaste, namaskar. I'm so happy because you are the most committed participants. Because you are still here. On behalf of UCLG ASPAC, I would like to thank everyone for joining this important summit. We are going to hear, to present to you the declaration as well as declare our actions. So I hope we are all ready and we are all committed to implement what we say and what we discuss here. In English, we call walk our talks. So we don't talk, but we also act. So thank you once again, and we are also welcoming you to other activities of UCLG ASPAC in the near future. Thank you very much. Dhanyabad.
Thank you very much, Dr. Banatia. I'd like to invite now Ravi Ranjan Guru, the Deputy Director General of the All India Institute of Local Self-Government, to say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause.
Good evening, all of you. So we are now at the end of the last 3 days, I say that, because the first day was the second Women Leadership Training Program, and the summit started yesterday, and now we are today. This is my all the 5 summit. I always been available for all the last 5 summit. So this my experience that this summit is bigger than the last summit in terms of participation, in terms of speakers engagement, in terms of cities participations, in terms of mayor participations. I I can completely say that the clear increase of the visibility of South Asian City Summit. I remember the first summit when I did in 2013 in Delhi. I think the entire 2 days was like not more than 150 participation. Last year we crossed 300, but this year we have crossed 500. So that is a big achievement for us. And mayors across the globe we participated in this last 2 days is more than 100. We have the total international participation for this event is more than 110. The total countries participated in this program is more than 27 countries participated for this event. Speaker who spoke in the entire session, if I do not include the women leadership, is more than 65 speakers spoke. Total session that we have covered in last 2 days is more than 16 sessions in a different topics, in a different subject that we have covered. I also like to tell you that there is no, in terms of participation, we have a participation across the state in India. There is not a single state where we didn't have any participation. So we have a participation from Srinagar, we have a participation from the Tamil Nadu also. So that's the beauty of the entire programs, and I would like to thank all of you. And this year, the total number of cities who actually partnership cities are more than 75. So 75 cities has officially supported this South Asian City Summit, and thanks to UCLG aspect, because I think they have played a very important role, because they were the one who actually guiding us in the international path, and we got very good delegation from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, in fact Indonesia also. Thanks to Bernardi. We also have very good participations from the other part of the globe, though it's a South Asian Cities Summit, but we got the delegation from the European countries as well. So I think that's the beauty of the entire event. And I like to also mention that all the photographs and all the sessions PPT is going to be uploaded in our website. And in the morning, like those who attended in the South Asian Mayor Forum, where we have announced that we are going to create one digital platform, maybe SouthAsianMayorForum.com, something like that. I'm not sure whether it's available or not. We'll try, but we are going to have certain kind of a platform, and this will be live throughout the years. AILSG will be the hosting that, and that is the kind of a support that AILSG top managements are ready to give. So thanks to our Director General Sir, President Sir, who has actually allowed us for this digital platform. We are going to meet once again. We generally do it in 2 years, after 2 years. So hopefully we are going to meet in 2020. I don't know which 2022, yeah, which part of the India, but I'll assure that we are going to meet and most of the. I'm not sure at the moment, but we'll definitely announce it shortly, and we are going to meet you very, I'm sure in 2022. So with this, we have the declaration also. So we'll go through the declaration for the last 2 days. The SAC Summit declaration is separate, and also we have a declaration for the first day, which happened in Second Women Leadership Training Program. So we have 2 declarations. We'll present here. In case if you have any questions or any points that you wanted to add, I don't think so you can delete, because I'm sure that we have included all points, but still if you want to add anything, we would be very happy. So with this, I like to have declaration here. Can I have in the, yeah? I guess here it is. I can see it in a small TV. Yeah, here it is. I request panelists on the dais if you can a bit shift, then maybe you also can see. I guess if you can sit in this chair, I think this will be easier for all the participants. Okay, sorry. I'll go through the first declaration that for the second Women Leadership Workshop 2020 held on 4th March 2020 in Goa, India. Valeria, can I proceed? Yeah, sure. We, Mayor, local and regional elected representative and our representative association recall that our constitution provides equal rights to both men and women. Remind of the Beijing Declaration and the platform for action, in particularly Article 36, stating that international organizations such as World Organizations, UCLG and its regional section have an important role to play in implementing the UN platform for action and Agenda 2030. In particular, Goal 5 and the mainstreaming of gender equality in all other goals. State that we are witnessing a visible change for the gender equality and the women's rights. Large number of women attended the conference and concurred that top 3 challenges which require immediate attention were job opportunities, education, scholarship and income disparity for similar work and the political participation that women face in their daily lives. The participants stated that the lack of community participation, gender stereotyping and the cultural differences were the top 3 impediments being faced by the women across the world in promoting gender equality. Argue that problems and challenges facing women are global and need to have to be dealt with at the local level. Achieving gender equality and empowering women requires the action of sustainable, equal and democratic local government, where women and men have equal access to decision making, resources and service through representation at the executive and the public office level. States that the renewed and the powerful commitment to gender equality and the women empowerment is demanded. Local and regional governments must provide women opportunities to enter the male-dominant local government body, stop sexism through educating and the sensitizing children at an early age about women's rights is essential. However, these contributions from local and the regional governments are pivotal to achieving all 17 SDGs, including SDG 5, as well as the Beijing platform for action. Commit to improving the status of the women and promoting gender equality through women representation both in quality and quantity and gender mainstreaming in local governments. To improve the efficiency of women representatives in governments through an improved capacity building programs, call upon national government and multilateral organizations such as UN bodies to implement the women representation in both public offices and urban and rural local bodies. Call upon the cities and the local and regional government women and men elected leaders across Asian region to continue the revolution which has begun but needs to be accelerated so that it can be reached its logical conclusion and bring great impact in the ground. We declare our action, we the participants declare our action for promoting and achieving gender equality and women empowerment through we commit to contributing to the fostering gender equality at regional and global level through our World Organization and adhere to their statement to CSW 64. Having ordinance for women's participation in public offices and provision, setting and replicating and upscaling good and best practices models of the participating countries and cities and regions, propagating the benefits of women-led development, implement gender-responsive budgeting and planning at national and city level, creating inclusive environment for equal economic opportunities for women, fostering policies that acknowledge the value of the care work mostly provided by women and enhancing awareness raising in our communities by fostering respect and when possible remunerations. Providing better healthcare for women, having cultural and behavioral changes will start locally and will extend to the global level. Provide education for boys and girls on gender equality at public schools. They are our future and will need to make generation equality happen. Improving the access on funding. So adopted by participants of the Second Women Leadership 2020, mainstreaming gender perspective in local governments held in conjunction of the 5th Southeast Institute Summit 10 years to SDG in Goa, India from 4th to 6th March 2020. So this is was adopted. So I guess any points that you wanted to add, like I said that we can't delete, still we have option, but anything that you wanted to add further or any suggestions, we have still time and then we will close this. Any points that you want to make or any, otherwise we'll just ask you to raise that is adopted. I guess I cannot see all the hands up. Okay, it's good. Thank you so much. Thank you. So it's adopted. Thank you so much for all your support. So we have the declaration for Southeastern cities. Okay. Can I have the printout? Or maybe computer? So, fifth summit declaration, the world must move from smart to inclusive cities, cities that are livable and open for all. Sustainable development goals provides a blueprint for this and their implementation must be prioritized. For the effective implementation of the sustainable development goals, every one of us, local government, communities, private sector, academia, government must ensure that the sustainable practices are implemented in the cities. To understand the issues that the city faces, the local governments are the best ones and that can define the issues and assess the possible solution. National and state governments can provide enabling platform and policies to address the identified challenges and evaluate the outcomes through identified KPIs. At present, the rapid rate of urbanization due to the rural to urban migration and economic opportunities, the already burdened limited resources of a city is stretched to a breaking point, and hence discussion about building more sustainable cities for a better future is necessary. Cities across the world may face some similar problems too, whether it is a disaster management, capacity building, or ongoing coronavirus threat. To devise effective solutions for them, partnership between the cities is essential. Give the city back to the citizen was another theme that was raised during the conference. Citizen feedback and input should be considered by the local development authorities at each stage of planning so as to make the city more inclusive. We place to create platform of cities for a deeper engagement between the stakeholders. Cities need financial sustainability. To attend this extensive debate between the various stakeholders of the city must be conducted regularly. We all agree to participate in such events and prioritize the financial accessibility. One of the biggest challenges, particularly to the South Asia due to the rich heritage and traditions, is resistance to change. We must move forward but also preserve our shared heritage and culture. With the implementation of Swachh Bharat Mission, India may have become open defecation free. However, sewage disposal system needs to be enhanced. FSSM is the key solution to address the sanitation related issues and address SDG 6.2. We agree to share the best practices and implement this in our cities. With this large scale urbanization, cities have become hubs for emissions and that end up damaging the environment. We must devise solutions to curb the ongoing climate emergency and include greener policy in our policy framework. It is essential for the citizens to move back to public transportation. For this, local bodies must introduce attractive schemes like Luxembourg's recent decision of making the public transportation completely free in the country. Provisions that address transportation must be incorporated within the master plan of cities. Cities must work towards ensuring a balance between the urban development and the expenditure of its water resources. Cities must work towards ensuring the balance between the urban development and the expenditure of its water resources. Gender equality is to look at the holistically and must be prioritized by both rural and urban areas. So this, thank you. Any points, any suggestions? Please. Can I have mic, please? Let me tell you, these all our suggestions came out throughout, last 2 days of discussion. So this is not the things which we are saying, but generally the outcome, our rapporteurs were there who are actually collecting all the important information. Yes. What is it? Okay. Yeah, so these two lines are repeated. Please read it. The water resources one.
The one point which is to be that
Yeah.
livable cities data is livable city indexing should be on. It must be included in this.
Okay.
So, and the happiness indexings of the cities, because
Okay.
these are the two major points which need to be incorporated.
Okay, sure. Any more suggestions? Yeah, please. The mic. Can I have the mic?
On the last line, I think we have to include the women empowerment as
Can I
well.
go? Can I see the last line?
Gender equality and women empowerment. Another thing I would like to comment, I think we should replace the word transportation but put mobility. The issue is about accessibility.
Okay, just a minute. You said the last line. Can I
Gender
have first?
equality and women empowerment.
So can you add?
Mainstreaming gender equality.
Yeah. So
But I think it's important to address women empowerment
Okay,
because this
sure.
is what we address.
agree.
There is also the word transportation. I think mobility is a key
Okay.
because we are not only promoting public transport but also the sidewalk and also
Gender equality and women empowerment.
yeah. Another thing I think we need to add is that United Nations Secretary General call for global conversation. I think we can mention that we, I don't know, I'm asking participants here, we are ready to provide the inputs or be part of the global conversation of UN 75.
Okay.
When United Nations reach 100 years in 2045. I think there's some of the comments. I don't know if others want to add.
Okay, great. Thanks. I will definitely add this. Any more suggestions? Yeah, the last gentleman. Can I?
Change the master plan and make it to a land use.
Just wait. Mic is coming. Yeah.
I was just saying that master plan can just be made into a land use plan because masters means lord. I mean it's very far from the citizens making the plan. It's
Okay.
just a wrong term.
Okay. I don't know the technical word, but I think there are many planners who are here. So please guide me. I think, yeah, so can put in a development plan, that would be better.
See, master plan has many more things. We cannot just squeeze it to a word called land use plan because land uses then comes to special, implications only. When we're talking about master plan, it has infrastructure planning as well. It has transport plan as well.
Okay.
So squeezing it to a very small term
Okay.
will not take us to target.
I think this confusion has arisen because in northern states we use the term master plan. But in western states like Gujarat and Maharashtra we use the term development plan. And of course land use plan is one of the components of development or master plan.
Yeah.
So if there is some connotation of which is objectionable in master plan, though it is being used everywhere, even in the law, we can use development plan, which is the phraseology used in Maharashtra and Gujarat.
So I will explain you all the three terms.
Okay, very good.
So master plan is a document which is prepared for 20 years and it is a statutory document which is notified as a gazette notification every city has to do. Under Amrod, it was mandatory that everyone should make, all the 500 should make master plan GIS based for 20 years. When we talk about a development plan, based on those master plans, development plans are made which can be 5 years, which can be 10 years, how you are going to implement the master plan. Land use plan only shows that you have implemented the master plan and you have fixed the land use depending on residential, commercial and all. So the word is justified, it should be master plan. Based on master plan, the development plans are made and based on those development plan, land use plans are made. After land use plan, there are zonal plans. So don't get into all those things which is a plan in planning which is used. Simply put it as a master plan because it looks into a larger perspective.
Okay.
So let's not confuse it.
Okay, agree. I think normally agree. Can you raise the hand? Let us have votes.
Master plan, I
Master
have
plan
a
is
master
So I
plan.
guess we are more than
Like,
so.
like Mr. Agarwal said also,
Yeah.
some states use it as development plan, but this is essentially a master plan for development.
Great, sir. Agree. So we are keeping it master plan. Okay. Any more suggestion? Yeah, please.
I have just 2 points to add.
Yeah.
One is,
But good part that you really take my point seriously. You are not deleting anything. Thank you, please.
one is to, it should find mention of 74th constitutional amendment, which should be the basis for all urban governance reform. Underlining 2 facts. One is empowering the elected council and the leadership and citizen participation at the heart of it.
Okay.
And the second is that something about safer city. I think this is a broader concept of
Okay.
gender equality there, but I think safer city or safe city must be mentioned somewhere.
Okay. So
Here I may add that 74th constitutional amendment applies only to India.
Right.
While this was a South Asian citizen.
Yes.
I think I agree.
Agree with you, sir.
I think I agree we should not include 74 amendment
Yeah.
because this regulation is for South Asian
Agree
cities.
with agree with sir. Yeah.
Anything that we would like to include about smart cities implementation as such, because smart cities are something, in India there are more than 100 smart cities and in other South Asian cities also, including Korea and other places. So smart cities should also have some mention in this thing.
Okay.
I also have 2 more to add.
Please suggest. Please suggest.
One is that the importance of having women representative in politics at all levels. We demand that this is based on the result of the workshop, women leadership, that maybe we should put under mainstreaming gender national value line before legal cities. We demand 50% of women representatives in politics and at all levels in South Asia. Another
Okay.
one I would like to add is that I think we discuss a lot about data. So we have to make a decision based on the data. So evidence-based decision-making processes and also system is very important. I don't think any data is mentioned here. That's all.
Okay, great. Thanks, Pranadya. Any more suggestion? Yeah, please.
Here we have the expenditure of its water resources. So if you can include conservation of water resources, that point can be also added.
Okay, great. So I think now we'll just adopt this, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Can I have all the raised hands? Great. Thank you so much. So this has been adopted during the 5th South Asian City Summit. So thank you very much for all your support, all your participation. We are going to meet you very soon and we'll be announcing the next summit. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, a small observation. When the first declaration was declared, I observed that, since it was for women, all of us put up our hands, but there were some bachelors in the crowd. Since it was for women, they put up their right hand as well as their left hand. Ladies and gentlemen, our pleasure now to have onto the podium someone who is very popular around the state of Goa and is the chairman of the OBC Corporation with the Minister of State rank status. My pleasure to invite Anibal Hobre on the podium for a few words. Thank you.
Today's function, Mr. Raju Agrawal ji, Ravi Ahuja ji, Menon Dia, All India Institute of Local Self-Government Organization, SCNC Committee. India will meet the sustainable adequate goals under the leadership of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and our Honorable CM Pramod Sawant. I am thankful to you all for visiting Goa. I know you will be like Goa, I suppose, Did you like to Goa or not? Yes. Very good. We all, I'll see that you again, when you want to come to Goa, we, by behalf of our CM, I will be welcoming you all. Please come to Goa, visit all this, our beaches and riverside. It will be more beautiful than other cities. So please come once again. I thank you. And my friend is that Mr. Ashok Wankare. I am really grateful to him. He is always calling me all these like functions, and in these functions I joined with you all. Thank you once again. Please welcome you again coming in now in Goa. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Nilhore, and thank you very much for your kind words to all our guests here. And now, a very special moment. I will request DG Saab and DVG and Benelia to kindly hand over a memento to Chief Guest Mr. Anil Hoble. So this memento contains, the service contains a book of the Father of the Nation commemorating 150 years of the Mahatma. And this is a very golden field memento depicting something so culturally special in Goa. A collective photograph there. Ladies and yeah, and there's a memento from Indonesia, and Dr. Benelia does the honors, especially one for the chief guest. There you go, Benelia handing over to Mr. Anil Hoble, the chairman of the OBC Corporation. And also want to Rajiv Agrawal, Director General of the All India Institute of Local Self-Government. Thank you, Dr. Benadia. And of course, now our pleasure to invite another one of the gentlemen who found the team, who was part of organizing this wonderful event. Okay, before we propose a vote of thanks with Abhishek Pandey coming here, we would like you to intently watch this video, which will do sort of a mashup of the events that have gone by. So I'm sure you will be pleased to watch it. Have you watched it?
All India Institute of Global Development has been organizing such summit where we invite city leaders from South Asian cities. Basically, the idea is to exchange their experiences, the best practices which are being followed, and to ensure that the cities learn from each other to provide better local governance for their citizens. This year's conference in Goa has an added edge, that is, for the next 10 years we have to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals set up by United Nations to be achieved by 2030, and what role city government can play in achieving those Sustainable Development Goals. We are very pleased with the response we have received. Unfortunately, because of this virus, 2 or 3 countries are not represented, but otherwise we have very good international representation also. And we are really honored the support which has been given to us by the government of Goa, especially Honorable Chief Minister of Goa.
This important task cannot be done through the policies by the government alone. It is the duty of all to ensure the better forthcoming generations. The solution that we have at our hands that we should understand is that we should protect our water bodies.
This is a place you want to discuss about the challenges, but you also want to discuss about solutions.
This thinking has to be changed.
A lot of things need to be done. We have to have financial sustainability too. That is one which requires great debate, deliberation, and thought-provoking discussion. We have to move people, not cars. Move people, not vehicles. And therefore, trying to reduce and prioritizing more that core philosophy.
These three agencies, three sectors, it is a push of the recycling of waste generated and being a primarily processing of non-recyclable waste.
That lovely sum up of the events at the 5th Asian Cities Summit. I must also tell you, I had a great experience, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that the best things in life are free, and remember that one of the best things you can do is to love your city. And don't forget to also love your wifey or your hubby. Ladies and gentlemen, as you saw in the video, one of the guys who was smiling a lot all the time, and one of the men behind this event, I would like him to propose a word of thanks. Please, a round of applause for Abhishek Pandey.
Thank you, Secretary. Honorable Anil Balaji, Honorable Director General of the Institute, Shiraji Bhagwaji, Dr. Banadia, Deputy Director General Ravi Ranjan Guru sir, distinguished and eminent personalities in the audience, my dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great privilege for me to express my warm and sincere thanks on behalf of All India Institute of Local Self-Government for giving me this opportunity to express vote of thanks to all the delegates. This time, this 5th edition of South Asian Cities Summit has reached new boundaries, crossed new boundaries, reached new heights. We had 500 delegates. I thank you, all of you, because of the corona scare. Many people, many conferences all over the world were being cancelled. But all of you came here. I express my deepest gratitude and thanks to you. We also had approximately 80 city partners, 75 to 80 city partners from different parts of India, from Jammu Kashmir, Srinagar to Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Maharashtra, all the cities from all the states of India. We thank all of them for supporting us and sending their representation to this conference, to this summit. I also thank Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, Shri Pramod Sawant, for extending their support to us in organizing this conference.
He was always very supportive. Mr. J. Ashok Kumar, who is secretary to CM, was always very supportive and he helped in every possible way. I express my deepest gratitude and thanks to Mr. Kumar Dhananjay, who was continuously following up with Government of Goa, Chief Minister and GTDC. Please. My thanks to all the partners. We also had 32 partners who were supporting this event. I express my sincere thanks to them for supporting us in different ways. Some were knowledge partners, some partners were supporting in, and like one beverage partner, mobility partner, Goa Miles. So all 32 names is not possible to name, but I will take a few names like UCLGS, Dr. Banadia for sending delegation from different countries and supporting All India Institute of Local Self-Government, who is organizing this summit. I also thanks European Union for extending their support to us. I also express my thanks to National Institute of Urban Affairs for sending delegation from different countries and sponsoring us for in organizing this event. So this has been a very great experience to be with you, with all of you in this 2 days event. We have learned a lot from the knowledge of our eminent speakers, their suggestions. I am very hopeful that our cities will learn from the experiences of their fellow city leaders in South Asian countries, because our problems are similar. If we talk about South Asian countries, our problems are similar. We have to make collective efforts to solve our problems. I thank all the South Asian mayors also for coming to this conference. And last but not the least, the ALSG organizing team under the guidance of Director General Sir, President Sir, Deputy Director General Sir, and for showing faith in the team. That matters because it was almost 500 delegates. It was an event that was not being organized in Delhi. It was the first time for us, and we really thank our senior leadership. I also thank this staff of Siddharth Goa for taking care of our all requirements, and they were available all the time. I also thank our photographers, videographers. For his wonderful campaign of all the sessions throughout 2 days. Thank in my team, in organizing team, those who are doing airport pickup, drops, accommodation management, shuttle service, multimeter management, everyone. I thank everyone for their continuous support and be there all the time. Thank you so much, and we will meet in 2022. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abhishek. Requesting the entire team of All India Institute for Local Self-Government kindly assemble for a quick photograph. Also calling on the volunteers. Also, we need a collective group photograph. And all the photographers also, we need a photograph of the photographers, one from memory. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much once again for being a part of this wonderful event. See you sometime. Go home safely, and may you have a great year ahead.
I request everyone to please join on the stage. Everyone in the hall. Please come, please forward. We have enough space. I guess some can stand, some can sit in front. You can. So we have enough space.